You're looking for expert analysis coming out of a Browns game. No better place to find it than on the Browns Radio Network, because this guy gives it to you. Welcome back to Baskin and Phelps. I'm Jeff Phelps. Andy Baskin sitting to my right.
Yeah.
And Tyvis Powell is on the fan hotline, our partner on pre- and post-game shows. Hello, Tyvis.
How you doing today, fellas? The sun came up, huh?
Well, the sun did come up. I hope it came up at Andre Schmidt's house. I hope it came up for Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman as well. I look at everything that you and I talked about yesterday, how the Browns' defense was really good, how the offense was efficient enough and helped keep that Bengal offense off the field, and I can't figure out how they lost that football game. 6 plays, right? 6 plays.
6 plays. Listen, man, this is a game of inches. That's why they call it. That's why when you get to the professional level, you have to be locked in on everything. I think Dylan Sampson said it the best. He said, in college, when I was in college, we could get away with certain stuff. You could miss some field goals or miss some plays and still win the game. In the league, it's just so delicate, man. It is just so delicate. Every play matters. You have to treat it like it's the most important play of the game, or it could be the difference in the game, because in all actuality, it can be.
All right, Tyvis, you're walking. You have the game of your life on defense, and your teammates did too, right? You held a guy that was unbelievable at quarterback and star wide receivers to under 60 yards, and you walk back in that locker room after you just lost because you missed out on 4 points your kicker should have had. Walk me through that locker room.
Well, so the thing is this: you're a competitor, so you're going to be really upset at the fact that you lost, right?
Right.
And for certain guys, they'll look at you. It just depends on who you are as a player. All right, what's important to you? Is it winning the Super Bowl, or is it getting money? Like, that's the type of thing that it comes down to. What you got to realize is, in the NFL, everybody wants to win the Super Bowl, and you can play the best game of your life, but if you don't win, you're upset by that. Now, the good news is it's only week 1, so you're upset, but you're not all the way mad about it, because you still got time to bounce back. You can still get to the Super Bowl and all those things. So it's actually going to be interesting to see how those guys respond to this adversity that they face, Guys that's going out, like a guy like G. New, a guy who everybody was like, I don't know if he can guard Jamar Chase. He actually made some plays against Jamar Chase in this game. How does he feel today? He feels confident because it's like, okay, I showed my worth. We'll get it right. Let's see what the front office decides to do with the kicker situation. If we're going to roll with Andre Smith, so be it. He better come out here and make his kicks, But it's not. I don't think anybody has lost faith in the season already.
Andy and I were talking about the kicker earlier, Tyvis, and 2 points. I wonder, did Dustin Hopkins lose the job, or did Schmidt beat him out? And if Schmidt beat him out, I would think that might give him a little longer look here. But if the Browns keep him for the next game and he has another rough game, I would think that's it. What would you think?
Oh, I would think that's it as well. I mean, the thing is, he is not – see, the reason it was hard with D-Hop is because it was financial implications behind it. With him, this is a guy that you signed off the street. He's probably playing for vet minimum. So if you release him, there's nothing to it. There's no dead cap hit or anything like that. So, yeah, if they're going to roll with him and give him another opportunity against Baltimore, he has to come in and make those kicks. And we'll know if he's a good kicker because there's no more pressure to make kicks than your job being on the line. So I think we'll know the truth about him if he does make it past tomorrow's 4 p.m. deadline Eastern Standard Time.
How do you think Kevin Stefanski did? How do you think he called the game yesterday? Good game? Medium game? What do you think?
I think he just tried to keep the ball out of harm's way. He didn't try to do too much. It's the beginning of the season. You don't really want to go out there and really open up the playbook because, guys are still trying to get their legs right. Timing is not going to be great going up against other teams and stuff like that. So I thought he put Joe in good spots to be able to succeed. And for the most part, Joe did what he was supposed to do. Now, some of those passes that got, intercepted, yes, one of them was low and all those things, but these are professional wide receivers. They get paid a lot of money to make these type of catches. And I always say, the rule is if it touches your hands, you can catch it. And all those passes, it did hit their hands. So the receivers just got to be better. That's the thing. especially Judy. The Judy one is the one that's really upsetting because he's your wide receiver one. He's your best player on offense. When you need it, when you got to have it, he's got to be the one that comes through and makes those plays.
On the 4th and 5 you're talking about, Tyvis.
Yes, the 4th and 5 drop. He's got to be the one to make those plays, and it was just unfortunate that he didn't.
All right. Let me see if we can cut through the misses or the drops, though. Other than, and I know this is a silly way to put it, other than the costly drops that may have cost you the game, what'd you think of Tillman? What'd you think of Judy?
Tillman's always had a lot of promise. Tillman has always been a really good red zone threat. He showed that again yesterday. He caught that nice touchdown in the red zone as well. For him, he's just got to be consistent. This is the second time in his career where the Browns went to him and got to have a situation, and he didn't get it done. I think the other one was, I want to say Deshaun hit him right in the numbers last year against the Giants, and he dropped that ball. So he's got to get better. He's got to understand that in these situations where the team is coming to him and they trust him to get that done, he's got to come through. Right now, he's 0 for 2.
Let's talk about the defense for a second. One rookie in particular, but a couple of guys stepped up, especially at the linebacker spot with Carson Schlesinger. Your thoughts on the way he played and, a little bit more on I thought the defense played great, but I just, we talked about this before the game too about Carson, and there's nothing that says rookie about him.
He does a really good job in the way he carries himself, and the team actually loves him. Obviously, all the responsibility that he has, I thought it was good. The defense didn't look like they were confused or out of place. I think he did a really good job of getting the calls into the guys and also playing his game. I think he led the team with tackles or had maybe a game high or team high with 8 tackles or whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So he was making the plays that came his way. He does seem like he's a vet in this league as a rookie. So, the future is very bright for him. I expect him to be a Pro Bowler at some point in his career.
Wow, nice.
Myles Garrett was terrific, had a couple of sacks. What do you think of the rest of the defensive line yesterday? I know we talked about Isaiah McGuire. He had a sack yesterday as well. The other defensive end spot and the DTs.
I thought they did a good job of keeping Joe moving. It wasn't like Joe was back there patting the ball and picking people apart. Joe knew he had a time, and they were shortening that time and making him move his feet, and it made him have some bad throws, and that's why they couldn't get the pass game going. So I thought the D-line was good. The only time that I complained about the D-line was, I want to say the first drive. I thought they got kind of manhandled on that first drive. I thought Mason Graham got thrown out of the club. He played a little too high in that first drive, which ultimately led to a touchdown. So he got his pads down, and he was able to be a little effective, be more stout in the middle of that defense. Chase Brown couldn't really get it going down the middle, and that's all you can ask for out of your defensive tackles. As far as the edge rushers go, like I said, they kept making Joe move his feet, move out the pocket, get uncomfortable, and I thought they had a really good game. Now, would I have loved more sacks? Absolutely, but it can be effective. Quarterback pressures and hurry-ups is good, too.
How do you bounce back from this? How do you bounce back?
It's a long season. You got another divisional opponent coming up. The best way to get over a loss is to get in the win column. And both teams is coming in with both gave up on a game that they knew they should have won, that they had in the bag. So both teams going to come out aggressive and hungry. You don't want to go 0-2, I tell you that. So that, to me, is the motivation. And what better way to shock the world and show the nation that you are a good team than beating a team that people project to go to the Super Bowl? I mean, come on. That, to me, seems like it's all or nothing. And you go down to the 8th place and get it done, man, you change the narrative if you go out there and win this game. So there's a lot of motivation in this game, especially for the defense. I know they play really well, but Baltimore's defense is supposed to be good, even though they had an all-time collapse in that fourth quarter against Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. So they're going to be extremely motivated, but I think that the Browns can go out there and play the better defense, and I think that as long as Joe keeps the ball out of harm's way like he did, I think they'll be fine.
Here's the only issue I have. I think Joe played great yesterday, and I want Joe to start. If he plays like that, I'm good with him starting every game this season. The problem is if they let him slip away like they did yesterday, that clock is going to start ticking on your rookie quarterbacks and the thought of 2 first-round picks for next year. How long is that clock? And if you flip out of it knowing that Joe can play this way and decide you want to look and see what you have, are you not saying, okay, well, this isn't about winning or losing, this is about the future?
So I think that the future should be in the back of your head, because you know what the crazy thing is, nobody's job is guaranteed outside of Myles Garrett's after this season. So I think that you can think about the future if you want to, but you're a trip over right now, and I think that you owe it to the coaching staff and these players to go out there and win as many games as you can right now. So you ride the Joe Flacco wheels until LA fall off. If they don't fall off, great. I mean, I know everybody want to see these rookies, and obviously you got decisions to make about what you're going to do with the first-round picks. But wouldn't it be nice to just not have to worry about it or think about that right now, because you're so deep in the fact of winning games? Like, that'll take care of itself. If you trust Kevin Stefanski and the process, which I know can be tricky, can be difficult, especially it hasn't been good in the past. So I know a lot of people have their doubts about Kevin Stefanski, but I really believe just the longer that you wait to play these quarterbacks, the better off they are. I mean, the best quarterback in the league right now, Patrick Mahomes, missed, I think, the entire rookie season, didn't he? I don't think he played
one game. Tyvis
played one game. So the longer you wait, the more that they actually are better from the start when they first get their opportunity. That's what. Let me say it right. Because obviously Josh Allen came in, I believe, as a starter, right? And he's one of the best in the game right now. Even Lamar Jackson waited, 8 games, 10 games, whatever it was. So the longer you wait, the better off they might be when they get their time to shine. So I'm not in any rush to see, Dylan and Shador. As much as I want to see Shador and Dylan, I'm not in a rush right now. I'm trying to take this thing week by week, try to have the best team out there. And until Joe Flacco isn't the best option, or these rookies have made a significant push forward to be the QB1, you ride with Joe.
Tyvis Powell joining us from the Browns Radio Network. Thank you, buddy. As always, great to have you with us.
I'll see you guys next Sunday, bright and early, with smiles on our faces.
Yay.
And we hope that they're still there for our post-game show.
Well, they will be.
All right,
good, bad, or indifferent. They're going to call into the post-game show.
Well, no, that's true. Tyvis, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Tyvis.
See y'all later.
Tyvis Powell joining us on the Fan Hotline.